Hi everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel, Financially Fit with Katie. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a great summer. I mean, can you believe it? We are already 6 months into the year and 3 weeks into July. I mean, things are starting to really pick up speed. There were a few months there that felt like eternity, but we are at, the midway point to the year. What I want to go through today with you are what are some things that you can do to give your finances a summer checkup. So we're going to talk about budgeting, cleaning up and consolidating accounts, looking at your insurance coverage, catching up on any late payments that you might have experienced in the first half of the year, especially if you were one of the many that may have been laid off or furloughed due to COVID-19, and then what you can do to plan ahead. So let's get started on budgeting. Most important, and you will hear it on this channel a lot, cash flow tracking and budgeting. Do you currently have a budget? Now, if you don't, that's okay. We are now in July. You still have another 6 months for the year. I want you to start working on that. In the description box, I am going to have a worksheet for you. It's the 50-30-20 budget worksheet I'll get into in a minute. And then also a link for mint.com, which is a free online cash tracking software, which, in order, especially where if you're working, you're in school, you have kids, you're busy. You can't be manually adding everything. It would be really hard. This is a system where it will track your income. You do need to link your accounts, and then it will categorize what your expenses are. So what I want you to do is run it for the last 6 months. Even if you're just starting and you're establishing that account, it will pull it in for 6 months. So I want you to go through, tally up what your income was, tally up your expenses. Were you positive? Were you negative? Go through that and add those numbers into that 50-30-20 worksheet. 50%, that's your essential living costs, your needs. So your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your groceries. 30%, that's your discretionary spending. That is your wants. So things that you'd like to have, but they're not a necessity. And then 20%, that is savings and debts. So I want you to just go through, fill in those numbers, and just make note too of, based on your net income, what is 50% of that, what is 30, and what is 20. Knowing those numbers will help keep you living within your means. Next, take a look at your open accounts. Are there areas where you can consolidate? Do you have a bank account that you've had for years that you've never used? Do you have dormant accounts? Now is a good time to go through and look at them. Or maybe you have a bunch of small savings accounts right now. Well, you know what? Interest rates are really low. It may not make sense to have those, small accounts. Maybe you should consolidate them. Establish an online high yield money account, whether Capital One 360 and Ally. So taking a look, looking and seeing where you might be able to consolidate items, and then also checking, have things switched over to paperless delivery. Again, that all of these little things will help get you on track, get you feeling organized, making it, that you're moving in a place where you're like, okay, I can handle, where I'm at this point. Next, I want you to take a look at your insurance coverage. So whether that's life insurance, renter's insurance, home, auto, take a look and see. Now, if you're renting and you don't have rental insurance, contact who you have your auto insurance. It's very inexpensive to have, and it's of great benefit. You really want to make sure that you're covered. And then take a look, life insurance should be looked at certain stages of your life. Now, not everyone's at a place where they need to have it. But if you had life insurance when you were younger, and now all of a sudden you're married with kids, own a home, and you never looked at it before, you want to make sure that for where you're at right now, that your coverage lines up, and the same as with your house and your auto. You just want to make sure that you're not leaving any gaps open there. Next, catching up on any late payments. Now, If you were one of the many individuals that were either laid off, lost their job, were furloughed, I am so sorry to hear that. I hope that things are starting to pick up for you and that you're able to, get going and get on your feet. If during that time they did allow a number of, you can still do it, contact credit cards and attempt to make payments, but maybe, or having to skip payments, they are all wanting to work with you. Now is a good time, if you had to do that, to go through what are the balances, what are those minimum payments, what are those interest rates, and start to come up with a plan of how are you going to pay these back, and then also making sure that you're accounting for those numbers within your budget. So that's an important thing that you really want to do, because you don't want to all of a sudden get so far behind that you're not able to get caught up. So you want to make sure that you're tracking that and know where you are. And then lastly, planning ahead. So do you have a financial plan? Do you know what your short and long-term goals are? These are all important. You really want to make sure that you're reviewing these on, you could, even with the goals, you could look at them or review them on a monthly basis, definitely 6 months, and absolutely every year. The more that you know what those goals are, what you're trying to obtain, the easier it'll be for you to be saving for them. So is it going on a vacation? Are you renting right now and you want to buy a home? Are you planning a wedding, or maybe you just got married and you want to have children? You want to know what those are so that when you're doing your budget, when you're looking at what you have coming in, make sure that you're setting up enough money into the buckets for each of these goals and visualize them. Visualize what it will be like if you're renting right now and you're saving for that home. And that will help you when you've got free time and you decide, I'm going to do some online shopping. If you can say, all right, I'm not going to buy those shoes, because that will help, give me more money so I can take that trip, or that will be more money towards my down payment. It will go a long way. And all these little tips and tools and strategies, if you continually to do them over a period of time, absolutely they are going to help get you to where you're trying to, and along the way allow you to feel more confident in the process. So thank you so much. Again, if there are any questions, or if I can help at all, my info is in the description box. And then also, if you have not subscribed to the page, if you could do so, then you'll be notified as new videos are uploaded. And then share, my dream on this is to just be able to be a voice of helping people to feel more confident on where they're at with their finances, so that they do not feel that they are tied up or can't do things because of lack of money, or even just lack of understanding what some of the stuff is out there. There are so many different products and strategies and things like that. And unfortunately, a lot of this, even on budgeting, we don't learn that in school. So, some of these things that I go through, they might seem like they're very basic, but often it's things that we're not doing. And so I'm just here to try to, put out some ideas out there, and, hopefully at the end of the day, hope that you picked up something new that you didn't know, and maybe you can share that along and help another person. So until next time, everyone, take care, stay safe, bye.